centuries, we've been searching for peace. It's an innate human characteristic. However, the peace we are looking for cannot be found in the physical, material world or within the emotion of happiness. Our search for peace is an intimate and personal journey we take. It's personal in the sense that we have different yet similar struggles that we must work through and eventually let go. But I must say that peace is not our greatest step on the road to enlightenment. It's one of many. However, it's a step that rewards the dedicated seeker. If you look out into the world, you'll soon discover that many people are not at peace. In fact, one might say the world is filled with chaos. It's easy to despair, to worry, as we bear witness to the escalating problems around us. Times often feel dark, but dark times are always followed by great periods of light. We no longer look for the world to be at peace, but rather we learn that we need to be at peace with the world. We often think about peace as this faraway place or a difficult space to find within ourselves. However, peace is a reality that it's as close as our next breath. It lives within us. It's solid and stable. It never leaves us. However, there are several barriers that we put in place when we're searching for peace, or we want to bring more peace into our lives. One of the barriers is that we start to think that peace is something that is outside of ourselves. So if we have a material possession, we'll be at peace. Or if we accomplish a goal, we'll be at peace. However, the problem is that when we acquire that possession or obtain that goal, or we get the thing that we want that's outside of ourselves, we may be at peace for a few moments, maybe a week, or even just a day. But invariably, we'll return back to desiring something outside of ourselves to be at peace. And the problem with desiring something outside of us to bring us into a place of peace is that our peace becomes contingent on things that are outside of us, things that we may or may not have any control over. It's not contingent on any one situation going the way that we want it to go. So I think that's an important point when we're looking at how to move into peace and to stay in peace, is that we start to remove the barrier that we think that life has to provide certain conditions for us to be at peace. We often think that peace is found in happiness. However, peace is much bigger than a feeling in the body. Peace and happiness are two entirely different experiences. Happiness is an emotion that's enjoyed by our senses, whereas peace is an innate quality of the divine that resides within us. Therefore, peace is divine, and its qualities super exceed our humanness. If I get into worry or concern about something and I start to have all kinds of thoughts about that thing, instantly I feel heavy. But when I learn to let go of my thoughts and my worries and my feelings about things, I instantly feel lighter. I'm moving into that lightness of the divine inside of myself. Another thing that I think that becomes a barrier for us to experience peace more deeply is how we hang on to things. where the mind loves to hold on to things. We hold thoughts, we hold memories, and some memories are wonderful to hang on to, but we hang on to them to a point where we can never set them down, or we can never let certain things go that may not be as good for us to hold. So the mind has this tendency to always grab on and hold on and never to let go. And our ability to let go is a reflex that we lean into hundreds, if not thousands of times a day. Even just to return to this moment here, I have to let go of the past moment. I have to let go of desiring for a future moment. I have to always be willing to let go of everything ahead of me and behind me to fully experience the presence of this moment now. And I think that's one of the things about peace, is that it's not tied up in a future or past moment. It's actually unfolding from this moment to the next. It's constantly an experience of the divine within us that is ever present now. So we sort of have to learn how to master constantly letting go. We are naturally drawn to peace. It's a call that echoes in our hearts. We are called to seek peace because it's a map for our transformation. When we actively engage in the pursuit of peace, it becomes a roadmap that leads us into our divinity. Peace isn't the final destination, but rather a place we visit. Each time we visit peace within ourselves, we reduce the noise of our ego and increase our experience of the silence within. As our ego continues to fall away, we experience greater amounts of peace. Eventually, the need for the outer world to be something that it's not moves out of our experience. The contentment and joy of just being satisfies us the same way that fulfilling our desires used to. The moment at hand has everything we could ever want or need to live a meaningful life. Our programs to seek comfort and control are not nearly as important as holding our awareness on the silence within. The deeper reality that lives within us and around us makes life an adventure we embark upon each day. Resting in the silence provides us with all the necessary instructions to navigate ourselves in the adventure that's ever present.